All right, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. Guys, before we jump into it, I do want to just say quick reminder. Guys, remember, when it comes to the safety of the community, right, remember the disclaimer. And, right now, I really want to talk about the fake accounts that we've been seeing popping up, all right? Guys, remember, I do not invest for my subscribers. That's the first thing. Second, I will never message you first. I will never randomly message you and try to have a conversation. I do not do that at all. The only way I talk to someone is if they message me first or if they've done something, against the community rules and I'm, sending them a message to remind them to, hey, keep it classy. Other than that, I'm not messaging anyone. All right, so stay safe out there. I do not do any sort of mirror trading, copy trading. I do not trade options. Be careful with these scammers in Discord, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all social media. Be careful out there. And with that being said, let's talk a little bit about today. Right now, we're down $700 today. Just not a great day for me in terms of the opportunities that we saw. We had stock CAXI, VKTX, AULT, JANX, and a few others coming down the list. You guys will see that I'm only green on 2 stocks and red on 1 million others. At least it seems that way. Wasn't this about 5? Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't typically trade this many stocks. It just goes to show you that it's one of those days where I'm searching for the momentum and just couldn't find anything. So CAXI, we'll start off with this one. It did uptrend nicely, but other than that, the price action for me just wasn't great. It's one of those stocks where I thought it was better to be in and just holding much, much longer. Now, because I was all over the place trying to find the hot stock of the day, I never really stood in one place long enough, or AKA didn't watch this stock, consistent enough throughout the day to position myself to be in an area such as this one here, where we're consolidating against the VWAP, and then we're getting a breakout. An area like this, perhaps I could position myself to be in low, holding longer, selling higher, right into this push going up. But again, I'm all over the place, rotating to different stocks. Even if this is taking place, I'm looking at something else. I missed the opportunity by the time I come back, and then I'm like, oh man, kind of missed it. So that's what this day was, right? There wasn't no obvious stock. We had CAXI, likewise with SOUN. This one also uptrended for a little bit, giving a big red to green. Right here, big red to green, and even earlier you can see, sold off a little bit, curled back up before coming down, right? So a bit of a miniature red to green there, and along the way, some 3-bar played there. A 1-minute pullback candle does make the new high by a little, sideways consolidation, break over this level, goes higher. I'm just all over the place. And then again, the price action on some of these stocks, including this one as well, just not clean. So the moment I come over, I take a couple trades. We're not seeing, that linear movement, because this stock here had a high float. So I'm like, you know what, man, not even gonna bother. So small red on this one, small red CAXI, and it's funny enough, I did trade this one over here. I was red about 250 initially, got back to green in this push, and then gave it right back with a few losing trades. So it's a little tricky. So VKTX, this one, $100 stock here essentially. It did have a nice pre-market chart, but the float on this one was a little higher. I didn't pay much attention to it. Some of the guys in the chat room ended up doing really well. But in terms of the price action on this one, I think it was a little bit better. But it's also one of those stocks that you really would have had to been paying attention to through and through to get comfortable and to position yourself. So we had this massive red to green down here, right? Bouncing up, pushing up higher. And then from there, I think one of the better areas was when we broke over VWAP and we had this uptrend right here, right? So we pulled back initially after going up a little bit. but then beautiful move in here. The price action on this one was steady. I think I could have potentially done well on it, but by the time I'm checking it out, it's a little later into the day. I did go slightly green, sized up a little aggressively, got caught in one area. I think that was in this range here. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's just call it a day. Not gonna fight this fight. Again, ideally, I'm not really trading a stock at $80, unless it's coming from cheaper levels throughout the day and moving higher. So, I don't wake up and trade a stock at $70, right? That's not usually what I'm doing. So it's a little bit outside of what I do. And that can be good in one aspect. You can try to increase your comfort zone, expand a little bit. But being that it was a slow day and it's like, 2 p.m., I'm not trying to be a hero to try to get green on the day trading this thing, right? Like that's not what I'm about. Like I want to be aggressive when the stocks that I trade every day are looking good and are moving well, right? So, PYXS, I think this one here moved up a little earlier. Let's see. This actually had the chance of being the best stock, right? Lighter volume, but then volume got in. We had the 1 minute pullback. The candle made the new high. We thought we might have had a 5 minute pullback to then curl back up right here. This was brutal. This was brutal, man. This was very, very, very brutal. And actually, I'm impressed to see that it's made its way back up. This one from 685. This is kind of crazy. From 685, this one dropped down here to 5. Actually, is this maybe I'm mistaking this one for a different stock. One of the other ones went from like 7 all the way down to 2 or 1. This is not it. But anyhow, okay, good move back up. Maybe tomorrow we can see if there's higher volume. Maybe it tries again. So I'm gonna put this up top so I have it saved. PYXS. I think IFPD. Okay, yeah, this is the one that I'm thinking about. This is the one. This also had some good potential too. I think this was gonna be like the leading stock of the day here potentially. We had pre-market highs around 890, right? And it dipped down. Okay, we're kind of consolidating sideways into the open. We want to see, a red to green. Even if it goes sideways first, we want to be able to curl back up, get up there to the pre-market highs. That was not the case. So we zoom in down here. It's going to give some opportunities. I think I was green maybe $200 at most. It's up and down and up and down. And just brutal, man. And this is why we must always respect our stop. For me, typically when I'm managing risk, I'm in and I'm back out, right? In, out, not looking to let the stock really go against me at all. And the only setup that I'm really holding longer is the 5 minute pullback where sometimes I'm in and there might be a support zone and I'm holding to the lower end of that support zone. And if the stock comes down to those lows, I'm looking to get out. So even if I'm in high and I'm looking to hold longer, the moment it no longer looks good, I'm coming out at the low point. This is why we must never, ever, ever average down and keep buying as the stock is going lower, hoping for it to curl back up. Because this will happen. This does happen. And this is one of those days, if anybody averaged down, they're finished. It's as simple as that. It's brutal, but this thing did not give any real bounce. This is just crazy. This is very crazy. You can say we had a small bounce in here, small bounce, but first for a drop down, especially if we come down like right here, okay, we're flagging, bear flag. You would like to think, okay, we can make the high and maybe bounce back up over time. It doesn't have to be one count or anything like that, but maybe bounce back up over time and get up to like, $5 again from 420s, and then maybe it continues to sell off. Nope. This just keeps going down from $6 down to $1 on the day, man. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Day trading is risky, people. So keep that in mind always as we trade. But that was, this is kind of what we dealt with today. So on the contrary, it's why a day like yesterday is so good. It's why we must capitalize efficiently and effectively on a day like yesterday. And I undercapitalized. Yesterday should have been a 5-10K day. We finished up 1400. So a day, it really helps you out when the market is slower moving forward. But with that being said, the opportunities here are plentiful and are somewhat limitless. So if we can keep it tight on days like today, keep it small, ultimately there'll be another hot day, whether tomorrow, later in the week, next week, we'll be ready, we'll be locking it in, and we'll be uptrending. So with that being said, hit that thumbs up. Quick recap here just to let you guys know where I'm at. I wasn't gonna do one, but I'm like, you know what? I mean, I have to do something because, despite it being so slow, it's still good for the transparency. But yeah, so yeah, hit that thumbs up. Take care, stay safe, stay green. Take a look at the course link down below if you're someone who's interested in getting started. If you want to learn how to trade, right? It does go from 0 to advanced. So if you're interested in that, you can feel free. You guys can also check out the Discord. Some people, they don't need a course. They just want a community. The Discord is our day trading chat room. You guys can check it out. We have quite a few members now, and my nose is so stuffy, so I'm having a hard time talking. But yeah, the chat room, you guys can check it out here. The course link, you can also take a look at it, right? The Relentless Day Trading course, the Relentless Day Trading chat room. And this is actually called Merciless Markets, right? Merciless. As we know, the markets are merciless. If it wasn't going to be this name, and this was a great name, right? Marcelo and I came up with this. If it wasn't going to be Merciless Markets, we would have, probably called it Relentless Trading, University or something. But yeah, so that's gonna do it, guys. Also, check out Momo Pro. These are the only 3 links, or let's say services, that I ever talk about. Momo Pro, Merciless Markets, and the day trading chat room. So going back earlier to the disclaimer, I do not do any sort of mirror trading, copy trading, options trading, none of that nonsense. I will never message you first. Stay safe. Watch out for the fake accounts. All right. With that being said, it's been RT, and I am, of course, signing out.